Hey everyone, hi. I am just coming on here today to talk about accountability. I love this topic because I see it kind of used a lot in mental health and used a lot in parenting and used a lot in business, and it's not very well understood. And so, hi, I'm getting all kinds of hearts. I don't even know who's here yet. Hi, Jasmine. Nice to see you here. So accountability is so important for us to understand it because there's this idea of like, I'm going to hold him accountable, or I'm going to hold so and so accountable. And the problem is that accountability is actually has to do with yourself. Like, we can only hold ourselves accountable. We actually can't hold other people accountable and absolutely expect success unless they're in the game 100%, unless they're wanting to be held accountable. Then you can do it, but you can't enforce. We have this idea that we can enforce accountability on somebody. It's not something that's enforceable. Accountability, at the core of accountability, is our freedom of choice. And this is written about, I know this is backwards, but in the 12-week year, this is written about, and I love how they talk about accountability, because that core piece of freedom of choice, that you get to choose, we get to choose if we're going to do something or not. We're going to choose if we're going to take action. We're going to choose if we don't take action. We're going to choose what we're going to do about this. Oh, of course. Can you wait a minute? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Actually, just a moment. Oh, it's so funny, the timing of this. But that's okay. I'll just finish this up quick because it's going to be a short video anyway. But so that core piece of, hey, Alfonso, that core piece of taking ownership, the core piece of, we have freedom of choice. And what that leads to is ownership, right? Like, we have ownership of a project, of what we're going to do. I don't care. Like, you can use this with chores, with someone you work with. You can use this in mental health. The person has to have ownership in whatever it is, the project that they're doing, in order to, be held accountable, so to speak. And like, that term should be just taken away from the American language, actually, because it doesn't really work. Someone can only hold themselves accountable, and they can get support for that. That is totally the way it can be done. But we cannot enforce accountability unless someone's willing to take ownership and they recognize their freedom to choose whether they want to do something or not. And then you're not enforcing it anyway. That's why that goes out of the dictionary. But so I wanted to share that because I love it, and I see this misused a lot. And like, in my business, online business, like, I have an accountability partner I work with once a week. And then I have other people that on short, and that's kind of a long-term thing. And then on shorter projects, I have, sometimes we have an accountability group, or we might set up a short-term accountability partner. And it's really to help us stay on task. And it's really up to us to decide what we're going to put into it and how much. Like, okay, did I do the things I wanted to do this week? Like, here's the things I'm going to do next week. And then looking back, did I do those things? And here's where I'm at. Just to like help us do this with support around us. So this is such a feminine, it's a female power that is, working together, collaborating is a feminine aspect. And so I love that. And in this online business I'm in, we do a lot of that. And it's so great. So looking at yourself, just what can you be accountable for? Hi, Susanna. I'm just kind of finishing up here, but you can certainly watch the replay because this is interesting stuff, I think, about accountability for sure. And that you get to look at, what are you taking ownership of? Are you recognizing even that you have freedom of choice? Because a lot of times we don't recognize that. So do we have freedom of choice? Are we exercising that freedom of choice? What blocks are in our way, or limiting beliefs are in our way? And then what are we taking ownership of that thing that we want to get done, for example? That's the core of accountability, and it really has to do with yourself. So we can't hold our kids hostage. We have to support them in taking ownership. And I work on this actually with my parents who, like, they're not doing their chores, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And so we work on, well, then how do we support them in taking ownership of it rather than, I don't care. And I know it's hard with teens because sometimes they don't care. Hi, Hilda. So nice to see you here today. So that's my spiel on accountability. I'm just finishing up here, Hilda, and I have someone at my door. So I'm going to go. And just thank you for being here, and really look at this idea around accountability and how you work with other people, but also how you work with yourself and how you look at yourself on this issue. So if you just got here, watch the replay. It's kind of interesting stuff. All right. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful, amazing day. Bye.